this video, I am going to explain about addressing modes. Whenever we are looking to write the programs on the CPU registers, A register, B register, R0 register, R1 register, etc. and the memories like RAM, ROM, you people have to follow the addressing modes using assembly language instructions. Coming to the RAM, total we have 256 bytes of RAM. That 256 bytes has been divided into two parts. Lower 128 bytes is given for the general purpose RAM area and the upper 128 bytes is given for the special function registers RAM area. Coming to the address locations, the lower 128 bytes we represent in the hexadecimal notation as 00H to 7FH and the upper 128 bytes we represent in hexadecimal notation as 80H to FFH. Coming to the ROM, total we have 4 KB of ROM whose address locations will be from 0000H to 0FFH. So there are various methods for denoting the data operands in the instruction. So the CPU can access the data in various ways. The data could be from registers or it from memory or it can provide as an immediate value. So the way in which the operands are accessed by different instructions are called as addressing modes. So 8051 microcontroller, here total we have 5 addressing modes. One is immediate addressing mode, the second one is register addressing mode, and the third one is direct addressing mode. Fourth one is register indirect addressing mode, and the fifth one is indexed addressing mode. Coming to the immediate addressing mode. Immediate addressing mode means if the instruction is immediate addressing mode instruction means then the source field specifies the data and the destination field specifies either the memory location address or the register name. Like we know that the assembly language syntax follow with two fields. One is the opcode field and the second field is operand field. So this operand field again divided into two parts. One is the destination field and this is the source field, right? Here, when we are talking about the immediate addressing mode instruction here, the source field specifies the data. So when we are writing a data here, the data must be preceded by a hash sign. So generally here you represent as a data, and coming to the destination field here, it can be a memory location address or it can be a register name. So you can use anything here. If you see the first example here, we have taken the register name, and if you see the fifth example, we have taken the memory location address. So if the instruction is immediate addressing mode instruction means then the source field specifies the data. All the source field you have only a data which has been preceded by a hash sign, and coming to the destination fields, this destination field can be a register or it can be a memory location address. So this if you see here, this addressing modes can be used to transfer the data into any of the registers including DPTR. Even we can use a register called DPTR. DPTR stands for data pointer register. It is of 16-bit register and all the remaining registers are 8-bit registers. And even as we are talking about 8051 is an 8-bit microcontroller, even DPTR has been divided into two parts, DPL and DPH. DPL stands for lower 8 bytes, DPH stands for higher 8 bytes. Already we discussed in unit 1. Okay, now if you see here, source field specifies the data. Okay, and the destination field, it can be a memory location address or it can be a register name. Now if you see this particular first example, move R0, #1FH, it means that the data specified in the source field of the instruction is transferred to the register R0. After executing this instruction, the register R0 is going to hold the value 1FH. Coming to the second instruction, now you have move A, #10H. The data 10H specified in this particular source field of the instruction is transferred to the accumulator register. Coming to the third instruction, move DPTR, #5566H. DPTR is a 16-bit register. So if you see here, the data specified in the source field of the instruction is transferred to the DPTR register. As DPTR is a 16-bit register, it can hold 16-bit of data. Likewise, we have fourth example where we are talking the destination field as a register. If you take a fifth example, we have taken a destination field as a memory location address. Now this particular instruction says that the data 45H is transferred to the memory location 23H. You know that the lower 128 bytes, I said that the address location will start from 00H to 7FH. So in the middle, the 23H address location, you get a data as 45H. So after executing this instruction, the 23H address location is going to have a data as 45H. So this is about the immediate addressing mode. Okay. Coming to the register addressing mode. Register addressing mode means if this instruction is register addressing mode instruction means both the source field and the destination field specifies the register names. Here both the fields need to have a register names, and which will help us to share the data between the registers. So here you can use the internal register as A, and even you can use R0 to R7, R0 to R7 of any register banks, and even you can use DPTR can be used as a source or destination. Okay, and the default register bank will be bank 0, and the two registers whatever you are taking here as a source field or destination field should be of equal size. Then only we can share the data between two equal registers. If we take the first example, here we have move A comma R0. Now what happens here? The content which is there in this register R0 will be transferred to register A. This R0 will be from what? Default register bank, that is bank 0. Already we have seen like in 8051 we have 4 register banks. Bank 0, bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. Whenever I give it as R0 here, by default it is going to consider it as bank 0, register 0. Okay, so the content whichever is there in this register R0 will be transferred to A register. Similarly, coming to the next one, we have taken move R2 comma A. This R2 again will be from default register bank 0 only, but the content which is there in the accumulator register will be transferred to the register R2. Coming to the third instruction, move R2 comma R1. So it is an invalid instruction. This type of instructions are not there in the instruction set. Okay, this is about the register addressing mode. So in the register addressing mode, both the fields, that is destination field and the source field, specifies the register names. That is very important. And the register names are nothing but whatever we have seen in the 8051 architecture registers. All the registers will be covering here. Coming to the third one, direct addressing mode. In this direct addressing mode, like if this instruction is direct addressing mode instruction means here both the source field and the destination field specifies the address of memory location as well as the register names. It can be a memory location addresses or it can be a register names. It can be anything. Suppose if you are writing it as a register, this can be also memory location. Now when you are writing this one as a memory location, this can be also registered. So you can write a register names or a memory location address. You can write a registers or a memory location address. So which will help us to share the data between the RAM memory locations to RAM memory locations also. So if you see the second example, we have taken memory location. So it can be anything. It can transfer the data from one memory location to the other memory location, the RAM also. So likewise also you can have this kind of instructions. The direct addressing mode uses the lower 128 bytes of internal RAM and the SFRs. So here when we are talking about the direct addressing modes, the memory locations can be complete RAM. Like total complete RAM is how much? 256 bytes. So you can give transferring of data, anything can happen in the lower 128 or it can happen in the upper 128. That upper 128 we call it as SFRs and the lower 128 we call it as general purpose RAM area. If you take an example here, move A comma 40H. What does move A comma 40H mean here? The content which is there whenever you don't like in a source field, whenever you don't represent a hash here, whenever you are not mentioning the hash here, this 40H represents the address location. That should be very clear. Whenever you don't write a hash before the data, it means that it is the address location. Whenever you represent a hash, it means that it is a data. Now if we take this particular example, we don't have any data at all. You directly mention the address locations or the registers. So this line what it talks, move A comma 40H, means the content which is there in this address location 40H will be transferred to A register. Now what does move 40H comma 30H? The content which is there in the 30H address location will be transferred to 40H address location. What about the third example? The content which is there in the A register will be transferred to the address location 75H. Will be transferred, but it is not going to delete the data from A. Just we have the other copy in the destination field. Means whatever the content we have in A. For example, if in A you have 45, something like 45 data. That 45 will be there in A. At the same time, that 45 will be transferred to the data 45 will be transferred to the address location 75H. Move means what? Transferring of data. So it is moving the data from this one to this one. Whenever you are moving the data from this one to this one, it doesn't delete the data in A. It just have a replicate of a copy of that data in this address location. What about the fifth instruction? You have move A, 42H. The content which is there in the 42H address location will be transferred to A. The fifth one, move 90H, A. The content which is there in the address location A will be transferred to 90H. This 90H is SFR's address. Like we have seen port 0, port 1, right? Port 0, port 1, port 0 direct address is port 1 direct address is 90H. So likewise also you can move the data from accumulator register to the address location 90H. Okay, this is about the direct addressing mode. So in the direct addressing mode, both the source and destination fields, what it will have the memory location addresses, or it can have the register names. Coming to the fourth one, register indirect addressing mode. Register indirect addressing mode is going to act like a pointers. Okay, here if the instruction is register indirect addressing mode instruction means both the source and destination field specifies the registers. Okay, see, whenever you want to access the memory location by using the registers, I don't want to give the direct addresses. I want to access the memory locations by using the registers. Then we go with the register indirect addressing mode. So in this mode, here if I want to access, for example, RAM memory location by using the register names, so we have to use only two registers, that is R0 and R1 as a pointer registers. So generally what does a pointer means? Which will hold the address of memory location. So now here microcontroller is supporting R0 and R1 as a pointer registers to access the RAM memory location. So I'll be accessing the RAM memory location not by giving the address locations. I'll be accessing it by giving the register names. So whenever you are accessing it by register names, you have to use only a pointer registers, that is R0 and R1, which we call it as RP. RP stands for pointer registers. That RP consisting of two things. One is R0 and R1. Now here you remember, you see here we will be using the @ symbol before the register to specify the indirect addressing. Okay. Now whenever you write move A, hash R0. Now R0 is going to have some content, right? 60. For example, let us take it is 60. So it means that the address location 60, whatever the data you have in that particular address location, that will be transferred to A. So whenever you are placing @ symbol to the registers, then it becomes the address. So whatever the content you have in that particular address location will be transferred to A. Now what is the second example? Move @ of R1, A. The content which is there in the accumulator register will be transferred to the whatever the value you are giving. Okay, it will be transferred to the address that is held by the register R1. So that is about the register indirect addressing mode. Remember that register indirect addressing mode means we are accessing the memory location by not giving the addresses. We are accessing it by giving the register names. So how it happens, whenever you place the @ of symbol to the registers, then we can access that particular address locations. Coming to the indexed addressing mode. Indexed addressing mode, here if the instruction is indexed addressing mode instruction means then only ROM memory is accessed, means only program memory, that is ROM, can be accessed in indexed addressing mode. So here we use either DPTR or PC can be used as an index registers. Like whenever you want to access the ROM, it can be an internal ROM or it can be an external ROM. Internal ROM is 4K. Sometimes even we can connect the external ROMs also. Whenever you want to access the data from internal ROM or the external ROM, we use a mnemonic called MOSI. MOSI stands for code memory. Like it is moving the data from the code memories to the accumulator or from the accumulator to the code memories and so on. Now here we have only two instructions here. Move C A, @ plus DPTR. So in this particular instruction, let us assume DPTR is having some 2000H because it's a 16-bit address, and you have A as 30H. You add this, you get 2030H. So whatever the content you have in this particular 2030H address location will be transferred to A. Similarly, we are taking move A, @ of A plus PC also. We have PC also. That instruction also can be used in the indexed addressing mode. So indexed addressing mode means whenever you want to access the internal ROM or external ROM, that can be done with the help of a mnemonic called MOSI, and you have to use the instructions like MOSI A, @ of A plus DPTR, and the second instruction you have is MOSI A, @ of A plus PC, that is program counter. Okay, so then we can move the data from the internal ROM to A, from external ROM to A. Likewise, we'll be having certain instructions here. So clear with all the instructions. Total we have 5: immediate, register, direct, register indirect, and the fifth one is indexed addressing mode. You know immediate means the source field is going to have the data and the destination field can be a memory location address or the register name. When you are talking about the register addressing mode, both the fields, like this destination field and the source field, should specify the data. Whenever you are talking about this third one, direct addressing mode, we are talking this direct addressing mode means both the source and destination field can be a memory location addresses or it can be register names. And coming to the fourth one, register indirect addressing mode, here we are accessing the memory location indirectly by placing @ of symbol. Whenever you place